I'd like to talk about being a leader with integrity, someone who is known as having the character, the honesty, and the integrity to do the right things, not just when it's convenient, but even when it's difficult. And specifically what I'd like to focus on and kind of drop down from that is to deal with the point of honesty specifically. And before I do though, just want to welcome you. If you're back, if you're a regular viewer, thank you for coming back. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome. If you're watching on LinkedIn, always appreciate a like and a share. And if you're watching us on YouTube, if you want to subscribe, just hit the button, please. Okay, so let's get into being an honest leader, or being a leader that leads with integrity around honesty. So let's start with the positives. I think it's really important to lay the foundation of what leaders who have a willing following do to create an environment where they're not only trusted, but where people willingly follow, support, and do what they have been asked to do and commit on what they promise they will do. So the first thing for you, if you're a leader or aspiring into leadership, right, because you may be watching and you're on the way up, the more you do these things, what I'm going to suggest is the faster your stock value is going to go up as a leadership, not only candidate, but as a leader, and people will follow you based on what you're doing. So first one, again, is to keep your word. We hear a lot of people saying a lot of stuff, right? And the old expression, talk is cheap, probably has never been more true ever. Because not only do we know that we can talk verbally, but we're talking now through media, we're talking through our websites, we're talking through apps, we're talking, but are we really saying anything? Saying anything that is meaningful and impactful to others. So when you talk, keep your word, follow through on what you say you're going to do. Second point, speak the truth. Truth is a word that in a lot of circles is no longer seems to be important or valued. Yet, when we look for a partner, when we talk about our friends, when we talk about people that we respect, one of the things that generally will come up as we describe them is that they're honest with us or truthful. So truth is something that simply is. If it's a fact, if it's something that needs to be stated, state that, especially as a leader. This isn't a popularity contest. It's about speaking the truth in a way that people understand and then act. The third point, to be respected, be respectful. I've seen too much of this in the negative sense happen and play itself out in organizations where managers who are aspiring, or what I call masquerading as leaders, are trying to get people to follow them, but they do not have the respect and the trust of the people that work with or for them. The best way to be respected is to be respectful. So this comes down to how you speak, how you act, your conduct. Let your words be true and follow up to what you're going to say. And be a person that lives by values and integrity so that people can trust you. Let's talk about another perspective on honesty. And that is one of where we potentially build a wall or barriers between us and others, and the trust either starts to diminish or completely disappears. You're all familiar with the boy who cried wolf, and we know what happened to him. When he actually needed help, no one came. So in similar fashion, if we continue to misrepresent or flat out lie or take credit for what we haven't done, people start to back off. They pull back because they realize that we're both not trustworthy, and that if they share something with us, we may actually use it against them. So this is really important in leadership, because people that we follow who are leaders, we follow them because we trust them, we respect them, because not only who they are, but what they're doing for us. If you think about what someone does for you to advance you, it's positive, it's constructive, it's proactive. So rather than fall into the, what I'll call the negative, or the underbelly, if you will, of honesty, which is being dishonest, think of every decision and action that you make, everything that you say. What will be the implication? What will be the impact? How will it build your brand, or more importantly, your reputation as a leader? And if it is something that is enhancing it, and you see people are being drawn to you, they're approaching you, and they're following you, keep doing that. But if you have self-awareness and you start realizing that people are starting to take a step back, then at that point, pause, think, what am I doing? What did I just say? What did I just do that caused that reaction? Because if you're paying attention, you'll not only hear it and see it, but you'll feel it. Your gut will let you know when you're on point. So really important takeaway from this message is, as a leader, are you trustworthy? Are you building us up? Or are you doing things that are diminishing and taking away trust? You have the ability to make it go one way or the other. The decision is in your hands.